It's October 18th. We're in SIRPAUL's apartment, and we said you could ask him anything you want, so we've got some questions for Sir Paul.
Hi.
First question is from Hiroko Orkin. I'd like to know, what kind of things do you do to prep for your video shoot? Do you have a particular regimen?
Well, I do a lot of things to prepare for a video shoot, so I'm very hands-on, so I like to make sure that I storyboard every part of how I'm going to look. I go shopping for every part of my own wardrobe right now at this point in my career, and I like to put things together too, so you'll see like in Music and Me I constructed all of the neck pieces and things like that I'm wearing, and I also try and starve, I'd say. Not literally, but you know, really like slim down as much as possible and work out as much as possible and do as many facial treatments as I can and all that other good stuff. So I definitely have like a regimen. I just try to like pretty myself up as much as possible because the world is judging.
Hiroko also wants to know, what's your favorite food?
My favorite food? Well, anyone that knows me knows that the two things that I like the most are butter and chocolate. So, I mean, if you could put those two ingredients in any food, I will like them very much.
Okay. Hiroko has one more question. She wants to know, when will Sir Paul perform in Tokyo?
Wow. It's definitely a dream of mine. I would love to go to Tokyo. I'm dying to go to Japan. So I guess whenever the opportunity presents itself, I will be there. And you better be right in the front row, Hiroko.
Our next question is from Daniel Sauermilch. Hi, Sir Paul.
Hi, Daniel.
Me and my friend want to know how your early life influences you artistically, if at all. They want to know, was music always an integral part of life, or did it develop later on as an outlet for personal expression?
Well, there was always music going on in my family, so I think the early part of my life was a bit chaotic, so maybe that contributes to the fact that there's so many different sounds going on in a lot of the music that I make. I mean, I'm the youngest of 5 kids, so usually when you grow up in a home and there's a lot of chaos going on, especially in a big loud Italian family, I think you learn to kind of block out a lot of noise. And so it's interesting that when you're making music, you actually are creating the noise or the sounds that you want to hear. So definitely I feel like it's been an influence. It's affected my music, definitely, but I think that all of the different kinds of music that were playing in my home definitely influenced it too. And I started making music the second I had the ability to, so around like 12 years old.
Was this in Long Island?
This was in Port Jefferson, Long Island.
Daniel also wants to know, on a different note, if you could have dinner with any 3 people, dead or alive, who would they be?
Who would they be? Well, that's a tough one. I should have thought about that for a little while.
Dead or alive?
Dead or alive? I would like to have had dinner with Jesus, because this guy has a lot of fans in the world, and people really love him, and I think that he probably had a lot of wonderful things to share with the world, although I strongly believe that people take his words and twist them, so I would like to ask him how he feels about that personally. I would like to have dinner with Madonna. I think it would be a riotously funny conversation.
I want to come to this party.
Yeah, this is funny, right? And I think I would also like for Robin to be there. I really like Robin. I think she has a very brilliant, specific aesthetic, musically, oddly enough. She has a very brilliant oral aesthetic, and I think she's one of the only pioneers in music right now that stands out to me that has the potential to be like super dominating everything. She touches every genre, and I think she appeals to so many people, and I think she's so underrated and brilliant, and she likes to push buttons, and so do I.
That's cool.
So do the other two. So.
I think the two of you have a lot in common. I see your Robin shirt. It's very nice.
Thank you.
Robin shirt today. So Caroline Yeager wants to know, what's with the wife beater? Did I make dinner wrong again?
Yes. Totally. fucked up dinner, Caroline.
Okay, Ruyin Wang says hi. As a big electropop fan, Royan says, I'd like to know which artists you think have been a big influence or have continued to influence you.
My influence list is so crazy. I don't think it makes sense to a lot of people, but I'll just start by saying I'm strongly influenced by primarily female artists because I feel like their artistic expression is so authentic, and I feel like the way they express themselves through lyrical content is just so much more raw and honest. So the artists that I feel have influenced me the most very early on was, of course, Cyndi Lauper and Madonna. I loved them. But then I started to get into like the really angry woman genre, so I loved Sinead O'Connor and Tori Amos and Ani DeFranco. I love my lesbian indigo girls rock. And I mean, I think those artists really shaped a lot of how I chose to try to express myself musically. If you mash all that together, you can find elements of that influence in all of my music. So.
I love this next question from Rayan Wang. Rayan Wang wants to know, when you write music, are you a fast, impulsive worker, or does it take you a long time to complete a song?
I actually work very quickly. I feel like I want it to be the most authentic, most organic outcome. So I sit down, I try and write the main hook or the main part of the song, like the real meat of the song first, and then I kind of work backwards and write everything around it. Sometimes it just flows out from start to beginning, first chord all the way to the last chord. I don't use any actual instruments. I tend to just use the computer strictly. So everything is synthesized. There are no real instruments being played. That's how I rock and roll.
Brad? So finally, Ryan says, I hope you don't mind me asking you about this, but you have gorgeous skin, and I'd like to know what do you use on your face? Thanks and love from California.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I am obsessed with skincare, so it's interesting that you should ask that. Thank you. That is the nicest compliment in the whole world. I use a lot of glycolic acid-based cleansers. Those things are really important. I think you have to exfoliate your skin a lot. You can't let the dead skin cells build up where you get wrinkles. So that one. I don't use the most expensive products on my face. I think some of the basic ones are pretty much the best, so you don't have to spend a fortune to have your skin look good. I really like L'Oreal's Future E moisturizer, but I tend to use things for dry skin because I want to get as much moisture on my skin as possible. And I always use SPF at least 15 every single day, and I've used it since I was 18 every single day religiously, so hopefully it's paying off.
Okay. Tanya Nicole Camburn wants to know, why are you so damn handsome?
Well, that's really I have no idea. Thank you so much. I'm assuming it has something to do with my mother and father.
When a man and a woman love each other very much, Tanya.
They make a baby.
I do wish that we could see more of SIRPAUL's outfit here, because I'm liking his whole boots.
Thanks.
And his goth power ways. I have one more question. This question is from yo-ster, and yo-ster wants to know, when are you gonna do the laundry?
When am I gonna do the laundry? I have to tell you, it is the thing that I dread doing the most. I really used to love when I had the option of just calling up and having someone pick it up and do the wash, and then they drop it off and you're just good to go. But the problem is that I like my things to stay looking new, so at this point I have to wash it all myself. And it has to be washed in very cold water.
And
so it's not happening anytime soon. I think I'm down to my last outfit. I'll be walking around naked in New York City.
oh my gosh. What do you want for Christmas, SIRPAUL?
I think I want bigger lips. I don't know. I don't know what I want for Christmas. I feel feel like I'm very blessed, and I feel like I actually have all the things that I want, and I'm slightly irresponsible financially, and I buy the things that I really want so that I have them. And so then when it comes time for Christmas, I can just focus on spending time with my family, my friends, and the people that I love, and I spend all my money on them. So what I want for Christmas actually is a lot of nice connected downtime with my family. It's been a very busy year, so I'm looking forward to that.
Cool. So you'll be back to answer more questions next week?
Sure.
From the fans?
If there are more questions next week, I will definitely answer them. I think we can actually come up with some really crazy questions. I think this is very tame.
Ask him anything.
Bye.